To me, one of the most amazing facts of modern science is that we can actually measure how much of your brain is filled up with your partner. We can put a person inside of an fMRI machine and ask them questions about their partner, and they can actually see how much of your brain lights up about your partner. Is it a big space or is it a little space that your partner has rented out in your head? And one of the most interesting things about this space in your head is that it's not always accurate. Research based on the newlywed game found that couples who had been together for 2 months got far more questions right about their partner than couples who had been together for 2 years. So, a lot of this is about keeping that dating mindset that we have and making sure that we have room for our partner in our brains and that that information in that room is current. In my interviews with entrepreneurial couples, I saw that this could go both ways. In some couples, the business was this source of endless evolution and curiosity that kept the couple connected and vital and engaged. And in other couples, the business was resented for its outside influence. It was almost like a third person intruding on the relationship. And both the entrepreneur and their partner had agreed to create separate worlds where they didn't stay curious about each other. All right, here are four of my favorite tips to make this room stronger. This first one is courtesy of a daycare that my friend's child attended. And instead of kind of normal formulations like rosebud thorn or highs and lows, they asked every student at the end of every day, what was your poopsicle, what was your popsicle, and what was your dreamsicle? I love this formulation mostly because it's funny and it appeals to the 4-year-old boy inside of me. However you want to do it, it's something that I love to use as a check-in whenever I get a chance to go on a walk with my wife for just kind of 5 or 10 minutes and see like what was the hardest part of your day, what was the best part of your day, and what's something you're kind of dreaming about. The second thing I really like to do, I like this so much, I'm going to talk about this a couple times in these rooms, is before I part ways from my wife in the morning, I ask, what should I ask you about at the end of the day to know how your day has gone? And then circle back, of course, and ask that question at the end of the day. And I found it's really wonderful for both of us to better understand each other's worlds and what's the meaning underneath the specific things that are happening. The third thing I like to do is listen in on conversations in groups. Um, a lot of this love maps concept is about kind of having a beginner's mind about our partner. But what I've noticed is that when couples are in groups and someone asks one partner, what do you do for a living? Or where are you from? The other person often says, oh, I've heard this 400 times, and they tune out and they look away. So what I'd like to challenge you to do is instead listen really closely and notice what, if anything, is different. And then follow up with your partner and say, hey, I noticed when you talked about the hardest thing about work, before it used to be this, and now you said it's that. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? So we're kind of tapping into that beginner's mind from someone who just met our partner. And then lastly, there's probably a million lists of open-ended questions out there. One of my favorites is the New York Times 36 Ways to Fall in Love. But find any of these lists of icebreaker questions, and whenever you're on a date or a walk or a long car ride, pull them out and ask your partner some of those big open-ended questions. The answers just might surprise you.